There is still more compensation on the way. Check those inboxes soon when Kabam eventually sends them out. We'll look at what that's so concerning. Battlegrounds is a bit of a bugfest mess state. And yeah, definitely leaving a sour taste for a lot of players that want to make a little bit of progression with this particular season. Antman Future Dimensional Being bug. Break out your blade. Maybe not, because he may not work, and so much more. Yes. Yes, it's Friday again, and a doobie-doobie-doo. Yes, indeed. I've got the next part to my setup working, so I can do that, and things fall off. Deadpool, speak.
Bob, it's good to see you, buddy.
Hi.
How's that rash?
Let's not talk about that rash. I've still got to do some repair work to some lighting fittings things that are on something behind here, which I'll get fixed over the weekend, and then hopefully green screen on Monday. Fingers crossed, because life always throws you, well, life throws you lemons. But in any case, hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all, and support the channel. And I will be completed with my work for Final Strike Games, so I will be next week able to come back and live stream. Oh, it's been extensive work I've been doing. So our first story was going to be about all this kind of not logging into game kind of nonsense, but that looks to all be sorted out, and as well people able to spend back in game for those that spend. I don't, so But yeah, this one is all about Blade versus Antman Future and a Dimensional Being. So one thing that's really cool is that Antman Future is a dimensional being. Yes, he is. And I haven't actually sorted out my stream deck, so I haven't repaired the camera, so I'm down here. Hello everybody. Yeah, this is what it's going to be like this for this video. I've got to prepare it over the weekend and switch all my stream deck and OBS stuff about. But that's enough about me. Let's talk about you. And the fact is, this is a dimensional being character. This is really, really cool. I've got to stop laughing because I'm just looking at myself going, I'm trying to get into shot. I'm trying to get in a shot. Yeah, it's Antman dimensional. It's dimensional bit. Yeah, like okay. All jokes aside, look, people want to interact with their blade. Use blade to shut off the champion when it comes to the being a dimensional being. So it triggers there with danger sense. And that's how it's meant to look like. But currently it does not. So I wouldn't say it's disappointing or annoying. It's just a case of like it's handy for things like. Well, hopefully it interacts with doing an EOP challenge. And I'm thinking about, do I wait another month before doing, wait a little while before doing things like the Dimensional Being Community Challenge Volume 3, or the, having Baron Zemo for the thing. But I'm like, by the time the champions have been released and any time I feature Crystal, I've probably already done it. And that's the thing I'm just going to have to like persevere with. But otherwise, I would have loved to have used Antman Future or Baron Zemo. Because one is a Thunderbolt and one is a Dimensional Being. But yeah, where are we up to with a fix on this one? Because, you know, players want to kind of like interact with it. And also when going up against a champion in event quests and stuff like that. So yeah, Kabam's response is thanks. The team is working on a fix. That was February 22nd and today is February 24th. No further update on this particular segment. But we'll see what happens later on. But you know, Kabam are working on a fix for this. Next up, and on to missing compensation. Were you injured? I'm not going to do the bit, but you know, the bit is always a kind of joke about injury lawyers for you. It's a UK thing, but then it's the same thing with like American. You know, if you had an accident in the workplace, and you might be entitled to compensation. Call the accident injury lawyery doodah. You know, whatever it is. But yeah, we are expecting. We've had one compensation package, and that was for the Battlegrounds objectives. I think we've got we've definitely got another one for side quest, and also here, Kabam Jack says this still on the way. This requires more information from our data team. Then the BG compensation, BG comp was sent to everybody, whereas the team needs to narrow down who was impacted on this one. And I'm not quite sure what that was. It says like a secondary quest, so yes, it's the what is it called? It is the side quest compensation that we are expecting to see at some point. Do you like compensation? Of course you do. It means I can put it into a title of this video and people go, oh, it says about compensation. That's something I should watch. You know, it's a win-win situation. All of this is positive information and important information for Marvel Contest of Champions. So make sure to come back to the MCNs on Monday, Wednesday and Friday for all that juicy gossip That's not juicy gossip. It is factual information. Next up, and let's talk about Act 8.2. I know a lot of questions. For me, this is probably the only content that I'm interested in ongoing. The monthly content, the side quests have just become stale and boring. The event quest is just, I'm just looking at going like, not really interested at the moment. Act 8.2 and Karina's challenges, especially for EOP, the only things that I'm interested in game at the moment, and also incursions and battlegrounds. Those are the only things that are remotely anything decent, but they are not without their bugs, as we're going to see in a moment. But Act 8.2 is definitely something I'm very much looking forward to, and it's been something that a lot of players have been discussing, especially as we come to a point of release. The rumor is that it's going to be released in April. It's great for me because that means I can get EOP Karina's done before then. Fantastic. If I could do another run this month and then 2 next month, that'd be grand. That would be grand. But yeah, like, where are we up to with that? Are we going to get any kind of information anytime soon? And Kabam Jack says more information about 8.2 will be made available soon-ish. I always think when soonish, soon for me is always like 1 month, and an ish is like half a month. So I'd say 1.5 months. So I want to say like it's going to be well, probably not 1.5 months this time, but I would say that it's going to be next month that we'll start hearing information about it. Because you would have thought that if it was going to be in the next update, like as in the March update, you'd be like, well, they should be teasing it now. We have plans to do a launch day live stream, to discuss the creation of story content, past, present, and future. That's good, because I think that's one thing that's been lacking from the game. It's kind of going over the story structure for it, because like it's, yeah, just be like, I don't know, like annoying not to kind of like figure out what the story is. I love those story so far videos. I don't know why Kabam stopped them. And I just kind of think I'm not kind of like saying that like, well, when Gabe was there, were they doing like these kind of like story coverages? In any case, we'll have to see. But yeah, that's likely when it's someone's got, what's this information here? Unofficial, but I suspect March 22nd Act variant content has always been released on Wednesdays, 2 weeks after the launch of a monthly event quest. So they're predicting with the launch of March 22nd. Well, I don't know. I'm going with the April release really. I know you could be quite kind of like strict on that. I don't think it's going to be March. I think it will be around April time, but we'll have to see with that one. Yeah, well, if it's March, it's good. Gives me something to focus on. I probably will do that versus EOP first. Then, if that's released, Act 8.2 first, then EOP next, because Act 8.2 will probably be a darn sight more kind of like straightforward than having to do hashtag based champion kind of go over with it. But we'll have to see. I mean, look, in the past there was March 23rd release there. But then, you know, some things don't kind of like follow the same correlation. That's the other thing as well. So December for 7.1, Act 8.1 was in September, not December. At 7.2, May, October for 7.3, and March. So what's that? November, December, January, February, March. So like 5-month gap. January, February, March, April, May, 5-month gap. June, July, August, September, October, 5-month gap. I suppose so. October, November, December, January, February, March, 6-month gap. Maybe they're doing it on 6 months now, once every half a year. Maybe not. I don't know with that. Maybe it will be March. Maybe it will be March. And I got that wrong, but yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see the announcements. We get the new content information as of next week, so we may indeed see Captain Sausage Fingers here. That's his name for the new boss. It's Captain Sausage Fingers. So when you face off against Captain Sausage Fingers on 8.2.6, then we'll have to find out. Yeah, so facing off against Captain Sausage Fingers as your end boss for Act 8.2.6. Battlegrounds is our next topic, and it is a doozy of a topic, I must admit. And I think this is our last topic of the show today. Battlegrounds is something that every week, I think you have like a good run of times when Battlegrounds is kind of in a good state, and then after that, it just there's stuff that just falls off with it. The instant death bug, you know, you're seeing lots of visual stuff as well, where there's no information about like nodes, information, stuff gone. There's a whole plethora of bugs, people that are paused in screens when it comes to like drafting. You name it, the mode's got it. And as I've said before, like I'd love to see this mode take a extra week for Kabam just to kind of like air out a lot of bugs and issues. I think especially when it comes to a new update, they're gonna need to kind of make sure that when a new update is in for the game, that nothing kind of like scuffs up as much as possible. But yeah, like I know a lot of people then say like, we talked about like midweek on Tuesday, there was a video that we did based on a thread that was very popular at the moment about time investment to what you get back from it, and that is so important at the moment when it comes to this game mode. Your time, like yes, you can lose elder marks and energy. Kabam won't refund them. They haven't done, they never will, and that feels really bad for the player because when bugs happen, it affects you. The same thing when it comes to how progression is so difficult and buying victory shields is just not the way. I'm sure some people would just be like, wow, just get good. And again, that's not the point, because a lot of the time when you invest into something, whether or not it's gaming or a particular game mode in a game, you want to feel like even if you're kind of like participating, winning a couple here or there, that you're getting something back. And that's why those Battlegrounds objectives are great for those particular things. But yeah, bugs at the moment are really causing a pain for a lot of players. And even on the subject of kind of like some like bugs at the moment, Mike says that this is a bug and not a modder. We are working to fix this issue as soon as possible, especially when it comes to giving information. But as well, the instant death bug is such a problem at the moment for you, and also for the other player as well, because you might be like, oh, I got it easy. How did I get that win? I've only done 2 rounds and we're equally tied, and I've got a win. Like, what's that all about? Well, you are the lucky recipient of someone else's bug, issue and problem. So I feel for players when it happens, because I've been there before. And they've now looked to resolve another issue. I think the same one here with is it not seeing the nodes, but it looks like as of yesterday this has not been fixed, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean there's loads of bugs of Battlegrounds. It's just a case of like what Kabam are tackling, how they're tackling it, what's priority and stuff like that. And let's go over to the Trello board where you know, we've seen what's under investigation. New addition for Battlegrounds. Man, Jesus, Battlegrounds has a lot of bugs associated with it. Some BG's wins lead to 0 points on the results screen. BG fights are occasionally missing a timer. Temporarily removed option to explore in-depth stats from previous match. Oh, that's not important. BG solo objective for some are either resetting or disappearing when transitioning between silver and gold. Sound effects, not interested in that. If the opponent disconnects the display, match results will be from the player's previous match. Players have reported randomly losing mid-fight before the timer elapsed. Well, that's definitely there. Quitting a BG match results in a freeze for some players, and some are experiencing a stuck run during BG matches. Unable to repro. Need more information. What? I mean, I've got video of that actually happening. Some are experiencing a stuck run during. What? So that's a bug that I even kind of showcased on this channel, which they can't replicate and deal with. That's bad. That's bad. Oh my god. That's scary then. Because if Kabam can't find that bug and it randomly appears, and it's happened for me, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of players as well, then how are we going to get that? I mean, that bug, is that bug actually going to be sorted? Is this further notes? I don't know. I really don't know. It's just scary playing Battlegrounds at the moment. Needs to be in a good place. It's not beta. Needs to be in kind of like a good fit. There we go. That has been the show. Thank you very much for watching. Also, thanks to those who support the channel as a YouTube member, as a patron. You're on screen right now. Also, those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. I'll try and get some updates to some of these kind of like stories we've covered. And yeah, sticky, stinky stuff is currently in game. But in any case, thanks very much for watching. Check out some other content which will be located on screen right now, and I'll try and work on some more stuff. I've got to go back to, I've got to record the podcast, then I'm back to work with Final Strike Games this late afternoon to finish off some stuff. So yeah, hopefully to get back to normal next week, but I just don't know at the moment. Yeah.